let's just take it and run. We got disconnected just now, so we have to start it over. McDonald's behind me. What we're dealing with tonight is the issue of Ashmead Mohammed, who was murdered in this store last night. Tonight the store is closed. The store is closed, and his co-workers and his colleagues are out here. There's an impromptu memorial. I don't want to move around too much. The B-Mobile internet here is real crap. So I'm settling for standing in this spot because this is the second attempt at this video. And the name of the video, and it will be named that when I get to my computer to edit it: more murder, more tears, still no governance. And the fact that Trinidadians are still not outraged is really, really upsetting. Because this guy, Ashmead Mohammed, who was the manager at the store, if you speak to his co-workers, seemed to be a real good guy. Not that that's the point. We live in a country where everybody is a pocket investigator. Everybody have an opinion. Everybody know why things happen in this country. Something happen to you tomorrow. Everybody know that you was in this and you was in that. And that's the bullshit you have to take from your co-citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Because we just so, I don't know, we're just so broken in our minds that we don't understand that nobody's supposed to be murdered. That this is a republic, a nation ruled by law. That in this country, no matter what anybody is into, good or bad, they're not supposed to be gunned down. Where did we get this idea that when people get kidnapped or murdered or gunned down, that they look for it or there was in something? I mean, I really fed up with that bullshit now, you know. And you see, when that appear on my feed, on any of my posts on social media, I block those people without even a warning. Because you have to be an absolute jackass to think that anybody look for it. We're living in a country that is so massively mismanaged. It has to be deliberate. I mean, Patrick Manning went to his grave, leaving the plans for the maritime security wall on his desk. Manning passed it to Pandey. Pandey passed it to Kamla. Kamla passed it to Rowley. 4 stunting jackasses. Bastio Pandey bring his little daughter to traipse in front and distract Trinidad and Tobago. Trying the same shit with Michaela that he tried with Dukaran, that he tried with Ramesh. Yesterday I watched a gathering of the incompetents and I laugh. While this boy bleeding out to die, the jackasses, the expendables, the irrelevants, the incompetents gathered in Gaston Street, Chaguanas. And I want to ask Bastio Pandey, Pandey, you son of a bitch, why didn't you clean up the police service? Bastio Pandey, you son of a bitch, why didn't you build the maritime security wall? Bastio Pandey, you son of a bitch, why didn't you account for the £1 million Dupre gave you for your daughter's education? Why you didn't deal with the issue of Ish and Steve and the airport and the $1 billion that we still can't account for that cowshed? You son of a bitch. But you want to go and play that you have something for us that we still need from you? Pandey, you better hope and pray our government come into power, not disconnected from the oligarchy that you and the PNM are beneficiaries of. Because I promise you, brother, I promise you, all that sweet talk you want to talk, you will talk it in a court of law. All of you, Kamla, Rowley, Manning. Manning lucky, dead and gone. Manning dead and gone without answering for his crimes, that son of a bitch. We've only had shit snakes and miscreants as leaders in this country. The people of Trinidad and Tobago are so isolated, dumbed down, made fools of. Every year, 20,000 children come out of school functionally illiterate. And this shit snake of a country spending $14 million a day on education. We spend $28 million a day on national security. And a man was able to walk into a McDonald's and shoot the manager dead. I mean, Trinidad is a dot. A dot. The maritime security wall is the repurposing of 4 barges, 4 oil barges. They're knocking dog DDI right now, $100,000 a day. Go and check. DDI, $100,000 a day to park them up, blocking up the Gulf, down the islands. More tears, listen to them. People there crying, bawling, their colleague there, they don't know how long they will live. This is a country that is so insane and so mad. The maritime security wall is the repurposing of 4 oil barges on the 4 corners. Trinidad is almost a square. The 4 cardinal corners of Trinidad, 3 miles out, equipped with fast attack boats and interceptor helicopter gunships, 3 miles out at sea. I mean, we're not reinventing the wheel. This is normal national security, border security. This is simple economic, simple common sense, simple finance. 360-degree radar, we already own it. Is it functional? I don't know. Throw it away and buy a new one. But you're spending $28 million every single day on national security. For what? For what? To hear these same stunting jackasses, Kamala, Rowley, Manning and Pandey, tell you that the police service corrupt, so we can't fix crime. What do you ask you can't fix crime? Fix the police service. Why you can't fix the police service? And I want to ask the 4 of them, Manning, I know you're in your grave rotten, but I'm asking you posthumously, why have you all never secured this nation's borders, knowing that this nation is a narco state? Why? Is the PNM and the UNC involved in the narcotics trade? Or are you all incompetent? Why have we never secured the nation's borders? Because the 30,000 illegal guns Rowley told the nation is in this country, came in this country across those porous borders. Tell us, tell the people of Trinidad and Tobago, PNM and UNC, do the drug lords finance your parties? Is that why you can't close the borders? Is it that? Tell us now. $28 million a day for national security. For what? What we getting? What we getting? Rowley tell us 30,000 guns a year and a half ago. He ain't pick up a single gun. He golfing his way across the world, going to import plastic food from China. This jackass. And it is the people of Trinidad and Tobago to blame, because we keep choosing from among these peons, these completely incompetent asses. I look at pictures of the gathering of the expendables at this, and the Guardian give it a front page, the same Sabga network, Nicholas Sabga and crew, hiding the Progressive Empowerment Party, but want to bring Michaela Pandey and her bullshit stunt and show you Michaela and Selby Wilson hugging up on the front page. Ganga Singh, Carlos John, Louis Lee Singh. That is new politics. Basdeo Pandey, that's the youth, the young people. That is the young people you're talking about. Trinidadians are not foolish. Michaela is a Barbie doll. Michaela looking to get a post where she could live the nice life Kamala lived. Michaela want to fly in that helicopter all over this country. Michaela ain't nobody prime minister. Michaela is barely a minister. She has nothing. She brings nothing to the table, and Baz, you know that. You and John Humphrey sit down in that front row knowing here we go again. Dangle a puppet on a string so we could get political power and do what the ass we want. I am so fed up. I am so fed up. Fed up. I drove down here tonight to make this video because this is his colleagues. Look at the amount of them. They're out there in tears. In tears and crying. What about his family? What about his loved ones? Will we never have an answer from the Commissioner of Police, from the Chief Justice, from the Director of Public Prosecutions, from Her Excellency the President? We have all of these office holders. So much wrong is going on in this country in the name of government. The Speaker of the House of Representatives is in contempt of the House of Representatives right now. The Speaker of the House of Representatives is guilty of giving leave of absence to Maxi Coffee without having a fit-for-work certificate or a sick leave document from a credible doctor or a medical institution. How is that possible? How are we continuing to tolerate this madness? And Kamala and the drunky monkey crew sitting on the other side, crossing their fingers and their toes, hoping that this government collapse so badly that even their shit look like sugar again. And the voters still, I'm glad I'm seeing people waking up and calling these charlatans out in public. I know all the shit that CNC3 and TV6 trying to pretend that this new puppet Pandey party is anything. Nobody taking it on. The nation registered one loud stoops. Besides the irrelevance and the expendables, you pack the hall with some renter Indian. We see it, we know. Nobody there really cared about what they just came to. This is the circus was in town. We came to the circus. Ganga dye up here, put some silicone on his face so he could look young. Carlos John come as a financier again. Sit down in the back seat there, and everybody want to pose and pretend. Louis Leasing and Fuad Abu Bakr. That is the gathering that they want to tell you is, and the media that has hidden the largest, most potent political force in this country's history. Watch me. It took the PNM 6 years to do what the Progressive Empowerment Party did in 6 months. We've already put a manifesto out, 21 policies at a glance that has shaken the country, shaken the vampire system to the core. We're talking issues that nobody was talking before, and all of a sudden these same stunters trying to pretend that they was in that conversation. We send Keith Rowley China to ratify what's going on with our pitch lake, and we're not accepting that piece of bullshit anymore. We want to know what's going on. But back on this, how is it so easy for people to lose their lives in this country? How is it so easy? And why are the people of Trinidad and Tobago taking it so easy? You sitting down in your house tonight, comfortable, not knowing you see in the morning, in a nation where we've lost 1% of our population to murder in the past 2 decades. We have a higher kill rate than Aleppo. Trinidad is a mad, mad country. This cannot continue. Somebody told me today that the government seems to be leaving it to happen so that you will frighten the decent people away. They want the middle class gone. They want the 1% up on top and the rest of the masses like peasants laboring and consuming. Drink Carib, eat cricks, and kiss bread. And that's what they want. They don't want a working country. Trinidad had the money, still has the potential to be a first world developed nation. How is it possible? And look, people still going about their business. Tong car park, pack. Tong next door to McDonald's. There's McDonald's there, and there's Tong restaurant there. And Tong park. Ashmead not in the ground yet. But the show must go on. Trinidad and Tobago. The message is clear. People will shed some tears for you for 5 minutes. And then it's done. The show must go on. And I'm confused. I'm confused to the point where I see they put 24,000 pairs of shoes outside the Capitol in Washington. I tell the people, I say, let's get 10,000 pairs of shoes, put it in a dump truck and dump it outside the Parliament. 10,000 murder victims while all they playing the ass inside that space. Stunting in the Parliament, talking a bag of shit. Roti wars and who bullying who. Not a piece of leadership from that band of never-do-wells, malcontents, shit artists, con artists. All we've ever gotten from the PNM and the UNC is raid, rape, plunder and pillage. More theft after theft. And look at this little boy. What about the little boy who was driving the Uber? They killed that boy to thief the car. It's easier to get bullets in this country than it is to get foreign exchange. If you ain't getting killed on the street, you're getting killed inside the banks. The banks raping you with rates and interest. Your money going backwards. Nobody talking. And we have to live in a country where your media, your free press, could hide political options from you and bring political bullshit and tell you you have an option. You see this country twist, stink and dirty. Fazir Mohammed interviewed me on TV6. Fazir Mohammed knows that there is a real political organization. I wanted to interview them, you know, but it's unfair and I ain't gonna do them that. This is not an Ian Allen show. I don't stunt for ratings. I just came, I didn't know they would be here. I just thought I'd come outside McDonald's because I wanted to hammer the point home. You know? I know. I mean, maybe we are a nation of swine. Maybe that's the truth. Maybe they don't care, don't give a shit, knuckle dragging, dumb, unsophisticated, incapable of doing better, outnumber everybody else. And then they'll get what they deserve. They'll slave for the 1%. Instead of massa whip, you will have debts to courts and American stores. And to the bank. People can't buy a house in this country, but you could buy a gun. I don't know what else to say. I just fed up of talking about dead people. I just fed up of talking about dead people. Why so many of our people have to die? Needless deaths. Why? I don't know. I don't know what else to do. I mean, I've literally given up my entire life for this country. I work at this 24 hours a day. I was busy at this 6 o'clock this morning, and I'm still busy at it 8 o'clock tonight. The last day off I had was a Sunday. Now Sunday morning at 8 to 10 we have a radio show, and all we're trying to do is wake the public up. Educate, inform, and empower. That's what we say. Give the people information and hope that the people will take that information and do something better with it. You're living in a country where nothing works. You have no water in your house if you have a house. If you have a house right now, I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet you're behind in your mortgage payment, so you're owing the landlord. I'm willing to bet all of that. I'm willing to bet all kind of drama going on in your life right now, and you don't know what to do, and you don't know who to turn to. I want to tell you something. You have to turn to yourself. You have to stand up in your own defense. We have to organize ourselves as a movement of people dedicated to a better Trinidad and Tobago. You cannot continue to allow them to stunt for you politically and pretend that the bullshit that passes for those two parties is government. We've never had government. We've had people who play it on TV, but it's not real. Faris Al-Rawi used to tour the TV talk show circuit every single day. He and Rowley had all the answers. They've done fat all. You don't hear from them now. In fact, all they're doing is stunting. Faris break about 5 laws since he's Attorney General with his children, and I mean, even that so surrounded by so much unanswered questions about a man who killed himself and hide the gun after, about a chief of defense staff that blame another chief of defense staff for bringing Faris and the children there, and that chief of defense staff went public and said he was never involved in that. Gary Griffith, former Minister of National Security, said Faris was entitled to take his children to learn how to defend themselves in case of kidnap. Every other Attorney General the nation has ever had said nobody else ever had that benefit and that treatment. This is not a real government. Keith Rowley is an asshole. I want to say that word. He's a jackass. He is the worst Prime Minister we've ever had, and we've had some shit snakes as Prime Ministers. You have to face this. Don't give me no crap about respect the office. You have a donkey shitting on the Prime Minister chair every single day. You want to respect that? Go and move the donkey out of there. Clean the office. There is nobody in this country right now deserving of anybody's respect. There's nobody in this country that the people are looking up to and saying, that public office holder gives me hope. Where are we going? Where are we going? The last time I did a video like this, I was outside Wong supermarket where they killed that boy. Anybody was ever held for that? another person dead for no reason. Just dead. You're dead. It's too easy to dead in Trinidad. And the people who causing the shit, they're like they bulletproof. We have some kind of reverse karma going on here. We need everybody at night to pray to whatever God you pray to deliver us from what passes as government in this country. That entire parliament, you cannot, and this is the truth, you cannot name a single member of parliament that is deserving of respect. Not one. You can't name a single person in public office, not a minister, not a senator, nobody, not a president. The best this president could do is hush her mouth, draw her salary until she retire. Because she have shit all to do. And she know that. Take that walk and smile. That's the best racket in Trinidad and Tobago. That president walk, that's the absolute best racket in Trinidad and Tobago. They don't have a better lotto than that. When the president work, after that is a Senate position, because the Senate have no value. They gather together, well dressed, and talk shit, and they get paid very well for it. Look at the whole thing. And to the people who ask why I use these words, because I literally want to break through whatever barriers you have in your mind that is preventing you from using critical thinking to ask the question. We own the pitch lake. We had more money than God. If these sons of bitches wanted us to have smooth roads, Trinidad roads would have been smooth. If these sons of bitches wanted us to have a functional police service, Trinidad police service would have been functional. If these sons of bitches had wanted this nation to be safe and secure, there'd be a maritime security wall. There'd be no way for you to smuggle bullshit into this country. But your Minister of National Security, that dancing fool, told the nation that 57 people were trafficked. He said 57 people were trafficked, but he didn't say how he knew that. It's like Keith Rowley and the 30,000 guns. He didn't tell the nation how he knew about that either. Good evening, Harry. This is Trinidad and Tobago. Your Prime Minister told the country that there are 30,000 illegal guns in the country. But he didn't tell you how he knows about that or what he was doing about it. Dancing fool, Edmund Dillon, sealed his court case in New York City because he got sued for fraud. Your Minister of National Security was sued in another jurisdiction for fraud. And the only way to deal with it was to hide it from public view. Hide it. We don't know what's the outcome. Settle it. Settlement. I don't know if Coleman Amy the last make a deal using state funds. I don't know. But all of a sudden, the $55 million debt seems to have disappeared. And Amy look happy and calm, smiling. And we just going along normal, like if all of this is normal, and none of it is. If these jackasses wanted the courts systems to work in Trinidad and Tobago, it would work. You have to understand, we had more money than some of the richest countries in the world. We had 2 energy booms in Trinidad and Tobago that would shame and embarrass Dubai. We could have had the wealthiest nation in the world. Look at what we have. Nothing works. Nothing works. Nothing in this country works. Nothing. You cannot get justice. You cannot get security. You cannot afford food. There are no good jobs. Education is built on nothing. A certification mill. You come out of school, you can't spell, you can't write, you can barely pronounce, but you have a certificate. What does that certificate mean? What does it mean? I am tired. This boy, I mean, you can imagine what his family going through tonight. He was at work. What's the message? What's the message these jackasses sending? And Stuart Young abusing his position to funnel food in his laughing jackass of a father's face, who only used his whatever little savings he had to buy Stuart Young a ministerial position so Stuart Young could ride with Rowley. This is the country. A mayorship to sell for $3 million a year. We end up with a little girl in the Senate. Her husband owned Brand Source Appliances. And she went in there, bought, that seat was purchased for her. And she went in there and made a complete jackass of herself. And then they had to move her quick. Because she was exposing the fact that she really was not supposed to be in there. But you live in a country where Senate seats are for sale. How much more do you have to know for you to say that's enough? When are you going to sacrifice? Are you going to make up are you going to make up your mind when the gun that killed Ashmead is pointing in your face? You say, all right, okay, now we will start now, when it's too late? Are you going to make the decision to get involved when you're sitting in casualty with a loved one and they can't get nobody to attend to them? And you want to go crazy like that lady in the hospital? You want to make up your mind when somebody you know needs an ambulance and 2 hours pass and your loved one dying and they have no ambulance? What is it going to take for you all to wake up to your responsibility? Because let me tell you something, I ain't nobody dancing there. At some point, if we realize Trinidadians want to live in shit, by all means, live in shit. I would have known in my heart, I'm living in a country where I'm surrounded by Venezuelans that are in this country because their country collapsed. And I'm trying to tell my country, we are collapsing. But if I can't fix it, I still would know I tried. Because it is not a one-man job. I can't do this alone. If we can't get everybody to wake up and sacrifice, yeah, fire me. Listen now, I'm standing on Cipriani Boulevard where a murder took place last night live. Any of these contract hitters that they tried to put hits on my life, just had a drive-by. How much more sacrifice is that? I have had 3 credible threats against my life. I have 2 lawsuits going on in court for defamation just to shut me up from speaking about what's going on in this country. I am victimized. I wouldn't even try. That same Maxi Coffee, who is brain dead, the day Maxi Coffee became the Minister of Communication, we spoke because he was my former editor. And I told Maxi that Gary Griffith, when he was Minister of National Security, we put an SMS messaging system in place that you could have used. You see, when Carib had the gas leak, you could have isolated the cell towers in Mount Lambert, Shafler and environs, Mount Hope, and send a message to every phone in that region in the vicinity of Carib to either tell them, evacuate, it's unsafe, or we apologize, it's inconvenient, but it's safe. I told Maxi Coffee that system existed and we wanted to meet to hand it over to them. Maxi Coffee told me with his mouth, Philip, you run against the leader of the party, you know we can't do no business with you. I said, Maxi, I don't want to do no business, you know. I just want to fix my country. Look at where he ended up. What's it going to take for the rest of you to say, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it, I will stand up for my country. What it will take? Who have to die? Who have to die for you to suddenly find a conscience? You see the rest of the world that work? Those countries work because those people don't take shit. They don't take shit. All the crap you see this, all the talking Donald Trump. Donald Trump now he have lines to walk because the people of the United States of America will come outside 100 million strong. When will the people of this country stand for this country? When? When will it be a time to be a real patriot of Trinidad and Tobago? Don't bullshit me with football and all that shit. You want to be a Trinidadian because Jack Warner bribed us into a World Cup? This little boy didn't have to die. I don't want to know his story. I don't want to know his family. I don't want to know if he was a father. I know he had to be somebody's child. I know, like you and like everybody else, he had to have loved ones. They had to be in pain tonight. What is it going to take? I look around and I hear people when the wolf reach their door and they want to cuss everybody else. They want to say where everybody else. Why we allow this to happen? You is we. You think 5,000 people outside the Ministry of Health tomorrow and Dial Singh either didn't get fired or find a way to do his blasted job? You think if Christopher Phillip had died on the lawn of the General Hospital and 10,000 of us had shown up the day after, Rowley wouldn't know what time it is? But we lazy and we selfish and we don't care. And a handful of criminals picking us off one by one. I think when that boy bathed and dressed to come to work yesterday, he thought he was going to die in a hail of bullets. He had to think he was safe. Look. He had to think he was safe. I want to show you something. You see this McDonald's here? If you look there, you see that red and white wall you see it? I barely say house. That is the seat of the P&M, that red building there. You see it? That's Bali's house there. Look McDonald's here. They run in there and kill him. There are people in that restaurant. Look, that restaurant packed with people now. Look. Security guards here. This is development finance. They have to have security too. How is it so easy to kill people in this country? How? What is functionally dysfunctional about Trinidad and Tobago that this could happen? Look, blue lights. Blue lights now. I here doing this video, I don't know how long. A police officer was supposed to pass me twice walking up and down this road. That vehicle was supposed to pass me 4 times. If this was a proper run country, nothing. We're just spending $28 million today on national security. And you think it paying police? It ain't paying police. Police working for shit salaries, under shit conditions. Some of them police stations like Rat's Nest. Trust me when I tell you. You can't blame the actual police officers. I ain't know about the criminals in the ranks. I am not in public office. Trust me. Give me the opportunity and you will know their name and their badge number. Because we will bring proper internal affairs to Trinidad and Tobago and remove the criminal element from law enforcement. We will do that there. Now you will see police car passing here. Now, it's Philip Alexander here making noise. We have police in the vicinity of this place, sitting down in a police station somewhere. Because we've never had a commissioner of police or a minister of national security who understood that the police don't have to be inside a police station, sitting down, getting fat. That they need to be walking a beat in the community, pay them well and let them do their jobs. Proactive policing. Support them with mobile command centers. Like that car that just passed, that should have passed 4 times already since I doing this video. This is a country that is broken. Not beyond repair, but it is broken. And you have to say that word. Our country is broken. And it is broken by design. That the Prime Minister, Keith Rowley, today is criminally culpable in that brokenness. And Kamla Persad-Bissessar is part of the gang that Basdeo Panday was a part of. And Manning, I tell you, he escaped, dead and gone. Trinidad and Tobago has never had a government before, but you could. And you could have a government of the people, by the people, for the people. If you really want government for Trinidad and Tobago, if you want a country that works, let us do it. Your vote is what continues to put these charlatans in office. By your silence, you are telling Keith Rowley that you are okay with this country. By your silence, you are telling Terence Dial saying you are okay with what's happening in the health sector. By your silence, you are telling Garcia that it is okay to raise wild hyenas from the African jungle, to quote Rowley, as children in the education sector. By your silence, you allow all of this to go on. By your silence, you are cutting your own throat. By your silence, you load that bullet. By your silence, you cock that gun. And by your silence, you pull that trigger last night. We killed Ashmead last night. By our silence, we, Trinidad and Tobago, we murdered our boy. Because we not here tonight. 10,000 people are here. 10,000 didn't come for Dana. And Dana gave her life for Trinidad. I knew Dana Sitahan. And she gave her life for Trinidad. Stood up for this country. Died in a hail of bullets. And Trinidadians, too lazy, too selfish to have said Dana was enough. So I don't expect that for Ashmead Mohammed. I don't expect that for him. And like Mr. Wong, I don't expect his killers to be brought to justice. But I am very tired. I am tired of talking about dead people. I want a better Trinidad and Tobago. I want a better country. We deserve a better nation. It is time that we stood up together. Stand up Trinidad and Tobago. I just realized that is my It's Time slogan Michaela and them steal yesterday. But the UNC, all they know how to do is thief. So I'm not surprised. But it's time, Trinidad and Tobago, to stand together with a real possibility of real leadership. I want you to understand this. The drug barons and the bacchanalists, you see Massey and Ansa McCall and the rest of the Chamber of Commerce, they know that a Progressive Empowerment Party government will have this country run properly. Like a rising tide lifts all boats, the banks will respect all citizens, all customers, be there 100 million or $1. We need to get to there. You have a chance. I am here. We can do this. You know that everything in your country is not working. If you want a better Trinidad and Tobago, it is time to stand up. On this video, I want you to share this video, but on this video, let's tell people it is time to stand up. It is time to stand for a better country. It is time to stand together as one people under one flag. It didn't work for Ashmead Mohammed, but I wish for everybody every night. Stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.